Hello, hello. Hey, all. Okay, well, one step in the right direction. So the painters are downstairs now at the old place, and I'm in the new office, and it's a little bare. So I got a little bit of decorating to do over the next couple of weeks. So bear with me, but I do have my little, book cover up to make me feel a little at home in the new place. So anyway, first off, again, happy Friday. We made it through another work week. Thank goodness. And the organization that I'm with actually has given us Fridays off, which means it's not off. It just means I just packed Friday with a whole laundry list of things to do, right? And back to school shopping, and the list goes on and on and on. But I want to take a few minutes to hop right on here because it is a very important day. So this time last year in August of 2021, I posted a little cartoon girl, little black girl that was chasing after some money. And I got quite a lot of comments actually in my DM about that. Like, I didn't know, I had no clue. Oh my goodness. Or thank you for reminding me. Or yeah, Angel, thank you for reminding me. So just as a reminder, between now and mid-September of this year, this is the time frame where Black women typically will make what their white male counterparts made in December of 2021. So it takes us on average about 8.5-ish, almost 9 months to make up for the pay gap, right? The pay inequities. And that's just one inequity. It's just one. When you look at the data, when you look at the surveys, when you look at the information from all the different groups that survey, women at work, et cetera, the trend is the same and it's actually getting worse. And so I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. You can Google this yourself, but I'll skip to the chase. And the bottom line is that women in general at work are feeling undersupported, underappreciated, underpaid, undervalued, underpromoted, the list goes on, right? Under-mentored compared to their counterparts. That's just women in general, okay? And when you start layering in race and ethnicity and culture onto that, it gets worse. So therefore, Black women, brown women, women that are Native American here in the US, some of them aren't even on the charts, aren't even counted, quite honestly, are absolutely feeling it. And if you are in a professional industry like tech or like an industry that is predominantly male dominated, you feel it even more. Okay. And it's hard to argue with the data, and it's even harder to argue with someone's lived experience. Okay. So even if you just want to ignore the data and say that's bunk, talk to people, have a sit down conversation. And if you're thinking like, is that really the case? Now keep in mind, it's not the case for everyone. There are absolutely organizations out there that are phenomenally supported and are killing it in the inclusion space and are actually truly moving the needle for those that are underrepresented in their organization at all throughout the ranks. That is actually happening. Unfortunately, it's not the norm. Okay. And so as a result, we have a great deal of women who are feeling under at work. Like I said, underpaid, undervalued, underappreciated, undermentored, undersupported, undersponsored, fill in the blank. And so we have to talk about that, and we get to be honest about that. Okay. So that's first off. First thing is we are breaking the silence. So I want everyone, male, allies, women, to come together and make it be okay to have that psychological safety and talk about your true, real experience at work. We're no longer just hiding and brushing it under the rug and saying that's the way it is, that's the way it always is. I'm just sucking it up and I'm just here for a paycheck, et cetera, et cetera. That's not the way to make it better for the next generation behind us. Okay. So first step is that we have to be honest. However, and this is the key, this is the crux, right? This is, as somebody would say, the money slide. If I had a slide deck up, I would say this is the money slide. This is the point you want to wake up and pay attention to. Don't do it alone. Do not do that yourself. Do not embark on having that conversation with anyone in your workplace without getting with someone who can support you through it. A coach, a mentor, a community, a group. Because what will happen is if you take that step of vulnerability, if you take that step of I'm gonna do what Angel said, and we're gonna step out here, and it might be psychologically unsafe for you, right? It really depends on your environment. It depends on who you're interacting with, their level of emotional intelligence. There's a lot of variables that go in here, that go into play before you do something like that. So the key, the crux, the foundational element that is going to make this work and for us to start off on the right foot is community. Cultivating a community of women who are empowered, who are psychologically safe, who have emotional intelligence, who are ready to take their skills and everything that they bring to the table and show up and show out and be compensated fairly for it and adequately rewarded and valued. Okay. So that is the community that I and my counterparts and my other coaches throughout Angel Speaking are intentionally creating, okay, and cultivating and curating and all those C words. So number one, join us, right? So if you identify as female, if you identify as someone who has ethnicity from an African background, right? Please join Ceiling Breakers community, because we want to uplift and empower and be that emotional support for each other if we happen to be working in workplaces that's not psychologically safe for you to do, right? And then take the next step, right? So it's like, okay, I've got this community. I have this powerful group of women. I want to take the next step. What is it? Getting a coach, getting a mentor, getting someone who is trained and knowledgeable and who, quite frankly, has been there and done it. Because what I advise women is that, and from myself included, right, is that taking advice from just any coach, from just any mentor, no matter how great and phenomenal they are, there's something unique about layering in gender and ethnicity to the advice that you receive. Okay. And we talked about this actually just last month or a couple of months ago with my coach, Dawn, right? So it doesn't matter that person's gender or race or ethnicity, but it does matter that they are culturally competent. It does matter that they have some experience or some training in that. And that's not, easy to come by, quite transparently. So come on, join us at Angels Speaking on Facebook for our Ceiling Breakers group. And bingo, yes, we are having a free session. It's going to be held via Zoom next week, next Wednesday and Thursday. I have East Coast friendly times. I have West Coast friendly times, because I want to make sure everyone, coast to coast, Canada, whatever time zone you're in, gets this information, because there's too many of us that feel under at work, which leads to us feeling overall invisible at work. And that is not a good feeling, and that is not a good place to be. And I don't want you to stay there. None of us do. So again, join us for that free Zoom session. It's available on Eventbrite, posted in the chat. Leave me your comments, DM me, ask me about the leadership program, send this information to someone else that you might know that fits that description. That she might not be saying it. You might be thinking she's knocking it out at work and she's killing it and she's senior grand poobah of blah, 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 but still could be sitting in a seat feeling invisible, no matter what the title, no matter what the job responsibilities, no matter how many departments are underneath her, could still be sitting in a spot where it's very uncomfortable, very challenging, and feeling alone. Because I guarantee you, the higher up you get, the more alone it gets. So don't make assumptions. Just go ahead and send the information to that person. And if it fits, then they will absolutely sign up and get the support and help that they need. And if it doesn't fit them, by all means, go ahead and share that. Keep sharing it with someone in your network, in your professional network. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to those that have already signed up, right? The numbers have literally doubled in the past week. So I'm thinking what we're putting out there, the messaging is resonating, and that there is definitely a need out there for Black women to feel supported in the work that they do. And so, with that, I just want to say again, happy Friday. Thank you all for listening. Please comment, DM, reach out. We are planning a jam packed session, chock full of information and, most importantly, help. So, thank you all. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye.